So let me tell you something. My wife this week, she was talking to me about these things called angel numbers. And apparently they're like when you see like three numbers successive, whatever, like 111, 222, 3. Anyway, so I've been working at home all week this week because I've been in a class. I've seen 666 twice. It means like proceed with caution. So I figured that would mean,
Oh,
I
you're
should
on hell.
I should proceed with caution on this podcast. And I was like, maybe I should like think about like what I say or like like be careful or whatever. And I was like, nah, fuck that, dude. I'm just gonna send it.
Oh my god.
When is the last time you thought of... Okay, whatever. Anyway. Shut up. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to We Are 501. It's episode number 2 over here. We got a great guest for you today on this episode. I want to shout out to everybody. We had over 100 views on our first episode. Really appreciate everybody, giving it a listen, giving it a try. We're gonna keep trying to give you guys good content on a weekly basis here and bring you somebody at least remotely interesting going forward here. We got another such individual like that today. We're going to get to that in a bit after we go with our recap here. Got my boys riding shotgun with me, Val, Sandman. Boys, you want to chime in? What you got for me today?
In terms of what? Like what do you want me to say? I've been playing New World for fucking 6 days.
Sandman, you play New World, dude?
I have 136 hours in a game that came out a week ago. I might have a problem.
You might have. I heard you were like level 50 or something. Is that true?
Actually, level 52, but I can see how you can make that mistake. I'm a professional.
I put it down after level 11. I don't know how you're doing this.
It's great, man. This is like what I always wanted. It's like Elder Scrolls Online, but better. And World of Warcraft had a baby.
Elder Scrolls Online and Warcraft had a baby. Awesome. Well, hey, that's good for you. I'm glad you're praising his Lord and Savior Jeff Bezos, and I hope that works out for you. I hope you end up real happy. Let's get into some stuff here. We're gonna get into campaign review first. Avalanche started a campaign this week. We have been waiting for a while, so we're pretty excited about it. At the time of this podcast, only Av 3 has gone. Av 1, we have no idea what's going on with them right now, but I'm oh god, I almost died. I'm pulling for them. Av 2 goes tomorrow, and they're gonna take this this what looks like Altus, but it's not Altus. Just kidding. They're gonna take this. Is it Clackdoor 7?
Clackdoor 7.
Clackdoor 7.
What a fucking name.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what a Clackdoor sounds like a Starship Trooper thing or something.
I was thinking like Star Trek with like sounds like a Klingon name almost.
Yeah,
I'm doing my part.
Would you like to know more? Av 3 went on Thursday, and obviously I was on the command team for that. We had a fun time. Apparently we had been struggling to like make any kind of beachhead whatsoever, and we just waltzed onto the salt flats. I thought we were gonna die pretty much the whole time because we were assaulting the salt flats and there was artillery. Went pretty well. Sorry, Legio, we left a big droid factory for you, but we thought that you might be able to take that. So hopefully that's going well right now. If it doesn't go well right now, I'm gonna feel kind of bad about it later, but we're good. And then Av 2, going to take that northern side tomorrow, and Valhalla, you can tell me all about it when that happens. So we're trying to make...
I'll tell you all about it right now, man. Like,
yeah, hit me.
If you open the map, I mean, you can't see the map on the podcast or whatever, but like if you open the map and you look at it, it's got like Avalanche 2 and then 5 battalions of droids. So I was bored one night and did the research, and I was like, how many is in a battalion for Star Wars? Because I figured it would be like different. And it's pretty close to real life. That's like 4,000 fucking droids in one AO.
Oh, you got this, dude.
Easy day.
You alone, man. You do 1,500 alone if you wanted to.
Absolutely not.
That. Well, have fun.
I would have to be on 158 milligrams of Admiral.
Well, then I'm not going to tell you to take anything, but hey, good luck with that. Yeah, so that should be fun. We're going to try to, take that chunk. Apparently, there's like this. I don't know if they're friend or foe in the middle of this planet here that we're trying to get to. They're like sieged. So I don't know when we're going to get there, but maybe week 2 or 3, we finally start getting over to that point. So could be fun, but offensive's going well so far. And that's kind of the update there. Sorry, it's not more, but we're going to start releasing recap videos here through the newsreel team at the news team here. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty clear on what our recaps are going to be, just in case anyone is confused, because God knows I am absolutely freaking confused every week sometimes. So we're going to keep everybody in the loop with that. I can't remember the last time that I knew what was going on in a campaign op. So we're going to try to make that pretty clear for everybody.
That would be fantastic.
I was going to say, you boys, what's the last thing you remember about campaign? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, like, I don't remember that part. Like, my fondest memory of campaigns was like being a CR, and like Clock and Dante picked me up, and I was doing those first 2 or 3 ops with them before you get slotted, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, and it was campaign too, and no one else knew what the hell was going on either. And I feel like now now that I don't know if it's information's getting up there better, or if it's just now I'm kind of understanding things at this point, but I feel like I kind of know what's going on now.
Yeah,
but back then, man, I'm just like, yeah, I see a droid. That's a left click. That you get a left click. You also get a left click, and I have no idea what the hell planet I'm on.
Yeah, I mean, my first full campaign was Geonosis, and that was quite a long time ago. And obviously, to be honest, we're going to talk about that op later today with our guest here. But that was very humbling. So I understand, like, the very first campaign is like, what the hell is going on? Oh my God, there's an MTT parked on my forehead. So I mean, it gets real so fast. And I think honestly, the story writer team is doing a really good job. I know we paused for a little bit. I think they're doing a real good job trying to make things clearer for us. So we're going to try to communicate that to everybody else as best we can, just in case, there really is, even more confusion. But yeah, good stuff by Avalanche. So far, so good. And obviously, we'll have more on the recap next week for that.
Have you found yourself missing countless shots and becoming constantly incapacitated while on the field, while also having a burning desire to do unhealthy amounts of paperwork and get paper cuts? Then good news, the 501st has a place for you. Reach out to CC Cruzy or CC Broad for more information on selling your soul to the chief life. This ad is approved and paid for by the CW Cult.
Let's see here. Bulk. It's time for the bulk, ladies and gentlemen. Bulk topics, if you forget what it is, we're talking mod updates, high council, any sort of announcements. We're going to talk about what we think about these things. So we're going to start with mod updates, and traditionally we've kind of had some new stuff coming through the pipe. If you have not heard, Aux Mod is kind of restructuring at this current time, so stuff is pretty fluid in and out. And what I mean by that is that everything, is subject to change. So I don't have anything really concrete for you. But what the good news is that I am hearing that the new uniforms almost completed. There was a formatting issue, and now they had to get reloaded, essentially. So those are almost done, and they're almost in. So you're going to have new threads pretty soon here, so that is pretty exciting. I know that some of the MOSs are pretty excited for that. Shout out to them. So that's going to be the one thing that they focus on. And that's kind of the main thing that I think we should all hang on to. And mainly because I don't know if I know we got a couple arcs here, so I know you guys were kind of. Is it hold on? And I got to ask. Is it true that there's an ARC fashion Discord as a result of uniforms changing?
Absolutely.
What do you guys know about that?
I will open it right now, and I'll tell you. The last thing that was said in it, I think it was like Scruff was looking for like reservists or We have a Discord channel.
He's looking for reservists in the fashion Discord.
Yeah.
It is literally called Arc Fashion Show.
You're kidding. What's the most heinous thing that's in there?
Probably something I said.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let me find it.
I haven't uploaded a picture of myself without the pauldron, but that red scarf that we have yet, but that would definitely probably top that list. I think, we should, go for that instead of the pauldrons. Just like the little red scarf with the little knitting on there. It looks
You
real
mean
good,
like
really
the
classy.
flannel looking one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hey,
looks
I
real
see
good.
one of the medics wearing those. I think it's CMC Goose. Shout out to Goose, man. I see you wearing that. I see you trying to be forward thinking in fashion like that. I love that. Saw him in the op the other day. Like, but seriously, like, is there anything that I want to know what the craziest thing that was suggested in there? Because what I'm hearing is that ideas were bouncing off in there, and it just became like a big like think tank. I'm fascinated by that because when Klinger and I wrote that thing, like we didn't think that was going to spawn like a sub Discord.
Oh, here it is.
There's a lot of I don't know what it's called, but it's like these cartoon models. Actually, Scruff I think was making a lot of them, and just like tossing around different color schemes and different like patterns. I see Squire was in here as well. And they're just like trying to pick up on different either I guess custom armor schemes. I'm not really sure, but they look great.
I have scrolled up maybe like halfway up, and I've already found the most heinous thing. It is a picture that Squire posted. It is an anime girl in like clone trooper armor, but like how like in MMOs when you're a female character and you get like high enough level, and then like all the armor that they put is literally just like it's just like a piece of steel, but it's only covering like like your nipples or something like that. It looks kind of like that, except
All
a little
the
bit more PG-13. Yeah. There's
Very
so
cool.
much midriff and upper thigh, and everything else is covered.
Squire, buddy, this pouring one out for you, dude. That's something. Awesome. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I wanted to forget this.
You guys could close that. I'm sorry to bring back any
I
painful
remember
memories.
seeing this. I haven't been in this Discord in quite some time, and let's keep it this way.
All right, never mind. You guys can close that. But I mean, new uniforms coming soon. TBH. It's going to be pretty great. So those are coming through. We got some more changes coming down the pipeline, obviously, but we're going to give some time for Aux Mod to get their feet under them. Shout out to Mark and Hopknob. You guys are doing great work. A couple things came down for the High Council this week. The two big ones. Number one, we got an MFR for custom platoon helmets. There's going to be some designs, essentially, troopers, senior troopers. If you don't have a custom helmet, from what I understand, you're going to wear this for platoon. So you're going to have a platoon logo on it, or they're going to have some sort of... Actually, no. It's going to have a pattern changes. So it's going to be specific to each platoon. Should be interesting. What are you guys thinking about that? Don't all speak at once.
I haven't seen any of the ideas yet for it, but that's an interesting idea. I mean, it's like one of my favorite things, especially before I got into ARC, and it's covered up now, but was when I finally became a senior trooper, was having that across my chest. It was like, I was prideful to be part of, Cyclone 1-1, and having that identity, that group identity, it not only does it build cohesion and stuff like that, I mean, it just feels good, that's my boys. Like you build up that squad trust and stuff like that. And I know it's cheesy, but that's just good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
It's not disgusting. Shout out to Cyclone 1-1. That's awesome. Clock did put this MFR out, so that was it was a pretty solid idea. So we'll see where that gets it. Vote's not done at the time of this podcast, so we'll see where it lands. I got distracted just now because Aux Mod just pinged us all. And it looks like it pinged the Aux Mod interest tag. It looks like they figured out the OG10. I mean, I could clearly see it's completely textured and everything. So, I mean, it looks phenomenal. Grenadiers and assault troopers everywhere rejoice. That's coming back. I mean,
I want to see how it looks. Since I'm a member of the texture team, this gives me an opportunity to either congratulate Charles or flame the absolute dog shit out of him. See how.
I'm kind of hoping you flame him because Charles smells. So, hi, Charles. No, you're doing great work. And the last thing, let's see here. Sorry, I'm going to stay on topic and not go on a tangent. Last thing here is going to be, and Sandman, you were really excited about this. One of the boys in Aux Mod, the modeling department here, I believe isn't it Odd? My boy Odd.
Probably.
It is.
Yes, it was.
It is an IFV. It's called the Raptor. This thing is like a light version of the GAT, and it looks. I mean, based on what I'm reading in this document, this thing goes like 75 miles an hour. Lightly crewed, only takes one rocket, but it fits that middle ground almost perfectly, kind of like what like a Trojan or a Merid used to be. I mean it's perfect, and we need more stuff like that. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but Sandman, I know you're starting a love affair with this, so
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Like the way that it's designed, if you click on the document, it looks like a professional schematic that, like, those big corporations that are like they give ideas and they give documents to the military and they're like, here, try out this new stealth fighter. This literally looks professionally done. And it looks beautiful. Like, Odd did a fantastic job. And it's just not a piece of paper right now. Like I can't imagine what this is gonna look like in game.
yeah. Hey, Odd, if
This
you
thing's
can,
gonna be dope.
if you can hear me, Odd, you smell like a summer breeze.
I mean, if I don't really know, but I think he literally either does that professionally, like he either models professionally, or he's going to school for it. Either way, whatever school he's going to is doing a really good job. So.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a few guys like that are now new to the Aux Mod team. I know Uncle is another guy like that who actually they code and they model for like living, like they're studying to do this or they do it already. And it's really impressive. I've been told that the unity on the Aux Mod team right now is so damn strong that you almost want to cry. Like they've been doing a whole lot of work, so it's a good moment for them. So shout out to Odd, man, and the rest of the Aux Mod team. You guys are crushing it over here, and can't wait to see the Raptor. So
It's
soon.
funny that you say something about the unity of the Aux Mod team, and as I'm typing in the text string team channel, I said Pogger's job on the OG-10 Charles. Unfortunately, I can't flame the dog shit out of him because it looks great. So.
Is that your standard like congratulations? Like, hey, Poggers.
Yeah.
I'm visibly cringing. I really wish you could just see it.
Sandman doesn't like that word.
When I'm counseling my junior sailors, I'm like, yeah, you've been a pretty Pogger sailor this year. So just keep it up.
So like what they like? So what?
Christ.
Like they go to mast, and you're just like, that's so not Poggers.
Yeah,
Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yeah. I'm just saying that. Giving a character witness to the commanding officer. I'd be like, all right, man, this is really not a Poggers moment right here.
It appears, looks like on your last week, your training document, you were a little bit too much ooh-woo. Fucking cringe.
My tax dollars at work right here. Love
God
it.
bless the American government.
I'm so glad I'm a tax-paying citizen.
You guys are really killing it. Thank you for your service.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, as far as that's pretty much what the High Council was talking about this week. If you did miss Battalion, obviously, notes are yours to go find and explore. As far as any general announcements go, we are nothing huge this week for the rest of the unit. There was a couple of things. Obviously, Lost Platoon is still kind of going on and off. Definitely, please take the time, contact Corporal Glass. If you want to be a part of that, it's my understanding that is one heck of a campaign that they've put together, and a lot of people are having fun with that. If you want more information on that, please get with them. And I think the last thing that that I see here now that I'm browsing the announcements channel is that our very own CT Rank, and this is something that I've known about for a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that he, had his privacy. But he's actually working on a fan film about Grand Admiral Thrawn. If you don't know who Thrawn is, he's kind of a huge character in Legends, and now, I mean, he's been canonized. So I mean, it's a pretty big deal. He's been working on this project pretty hard. I know Rank has for a while now. I know how much it means to him. So we'll probably have him on the show next few weeks here to kind of have him talk about that. If he agrees. That's a piece that's coming very soon. So a lot of people are excited about that, and Star Wars nerds everywhere suddenly cried out and will not be silenced. So
Yeah, I saw the stream the stream that he linked for that. Isn't he working with like the voice actor for like Sombra and like for Sombra from Overwatch and fucking Raze from Valorant and shit?
yeah,
that
like
dude, that's
big
fucking
level
sick.
stuff. He had some other bigger names. I'll have him talk about it. He had much bigger names and unfortunately couldn't be part of the overall team for legal reasons. if you catch what I mean by that. I'll let him talk more about that in a future episode here. It's pretty big time stuff. So, Rank, bud, you're the man. I know you're working hard on that. So you're doing a great job. Keep it moving.
Want a break from the ads? Well, too damn bad. We run a communist regime here in the 501st, and you will listen to my smooth, buttery voice in between each of our podcast sections, and you will enjoy it. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.
Without further ado, we'll get to our guest today. He's a man who needs no introduction. Does a fair bit amount for the unit. Is a corpsman just like Valhalla, even though he doesn't want to be associated with Valhalla in any way, shape, or form, which is hilarious. Bummer. Like okay, somebody laughed at that. Thank God. We brought with us today. This is CC Drammon. Was my platoon commander for a very long time. Has the distinction of being one of the senior officers in this unit, and does a whole lot. He's also my mom. So really excited to have this guy on. Hi, Mom. How are you?
Good. It's a fun
Good.
weekend.
It's a fun week. Why are you lying? I know it's not a fun weekend.
No, I had an op with frames. That's a good time.
Cool.
The platoon seemed to enjoy themselves.
This is
I got
cycle 3 op.
Kestrel. We got Kestrel in my living room being a goof with some other people.
So Kestrel's actually at your house right now.
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna have to call him in at some point because that's too funny to pass up. Awesome. Yeah, dude. So obviously, man, I've heard all your stories. I want you to kind of share some of your stories with kind of the rest of the community today, and have people get to know who you are. You do a whole lot. I mean, kind of from sea to shining sea here, whether it be doing stuff with TeamSpeak or part of the returning member staff or running. Sorry, it's a long list here. I got to unfurl the scroll. Recruiting, NCOA, where we're currently in the middle of BLC cycle. We're busy doing that. I would also like to publicly thank you for fixing my oopsie on Wednesday.
No, it's okay. There was only 8 of them. I was only in that channel for 4 hours.
And I'm still hearing it, as everyone can tell. And then obviously, I mean, you have the forbidden tag on Discord that literally is marked so Jay doesn't give it out to anybody on accident.
Yes, I am one of 2 Discord admins.
You do a lot.
I dabble.
You dabble in
quite many things.
You're well versed. So I mean, as much as I think what I want to know, I think actually I want most people to know about you. You were kind of telling this story beforehand, but how'd you get here?
How did I get here? As in, like, to the 501st? Or how did I get here into this room as a CC?
I hate you.
No, we know.
That's two different stories.
We know how we got you here. Dusty said, "Hey, come on the podcast," and you said, "Absolutely." Easy money.
I mean, so
I think
let's
that's how
try.
that Discord conversation went.
I mean, well, let's start with CC. Let's start there.
So like everyone who's ever joined this unit, I got to start as a CR. That was a blast. The unit I joined is definitely much, much, much different than the unit we're currently in right now. Minoc didn't exist. There's a dude by the name of Charmer running Razor. Legia was funnily enough, Legia was still a sergeant major.
Some things never
Arcs,
change.
Arcs
was
had
first-
classified documents or what?
We haven't even gotten there yet. There was only one company for infantry. It was Avalanche. There's leaders there. There's people who've been in this unit who 2-Pix is still 1-2's Avalanche 1-2's RTO, even when I joined the unit. But no, joining the unit was
Yeah,
not something I really planned a whole lot of. It was I had been in a really big WoW guild for a really long time, and then right when I think Warlords of Draenor came out, people's interest in the game kind of fell apart. So I lacked a like a structured thing to do over the weekends. That
you
wasn't
didn't want a
just-
6-month subscriber mount. It didn't interest you.
I mean, the mounts were cool, but like, there's only so much I could run around Stormwind or Orgrimmar on a mount that no one cares about before I get bored. But I've been into Star Wars ever since I was a kid. I own the original trilogy on VHS. I own the special edition version of the original trilogy. So I will say, for those of you old enough to even know what I'm talking about, Han shot first. But I've always been big into Star Wars, and like quite a few of the older people in here, a certain someone came across my YouTube recommended page, and I ended up downloading Arma and playing the story for it, and realizing that the game's not nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. And then 26 hours later, I found myself in a recruiting office talking to Tyler, who unfortunately is in active reserves, but he used to be Zeta NSOC for a brief stint almost a year or so ago. Went through CTC. I'm old enough to be through Cadet Training Corps, not the new UTC. The only one who's still in the unit from my UTC class is Zorro, which makes me feel super old and really sad. I actually recently had my 3-year birthday in the unit recently. Well, actually, 10 days ago, 11 days ago.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thanks. Yeah. Ended up joining Avalanche 3-2. Was sitting in the lounge nobody uses up top because I didn't have a home yet, so I hung out a lot in the lounges, bugging random people. And then the Bravo TL for Avalanche 3-2, one senior trooper Riddle decided to bug me and go, "Hey, you want to get slotted?" And I couldn't pass up on the opportunity. Funnily enough, I had reserved for Av1. And 1-1 and 1-4 were both wanting new people, but didn't have any spots open yet. So I almost joined Avalanche 1.
You gonna let your cat in your room or what?
No, because then you're going to hear Kestrel and it's not going to be funny. But joined Av3-2 back when we were still Avalanche. Machete was the platoon commander. He was an old school guy. Andromeda, our newly minted battalion XO, was still a sergeant and a squad leader. Went along that, made senior trooper. Finally got the opportunity to try out for team leader. I unfortunately lost to one of my it was one. I consider him a friend. I haven't really interacted with him a whole lot now that the units shifted and changed a whole lot. But Hegner ended up becoming my a team leader. I lost to Hegner. Our alpha
nerd.
ended up a huge nerd. Well, Riddle ended up not Riddle. Oh God, Runic ended up leaving the unit to go join the army because he's a giant nerd. And Hegner moved over to Alpha. I went to try for Bravo, expecting to fight Twine.
Another huge nerd.
Another huge nerd. Emphasis on the huge part.
Yes.
Oh, he's gonna be. I'm gonna get so much shit for that later.
He's not gonna sit through the entirety of this podcast. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. But Twine, being the homie that he was, told our squad leader, "I don't want people to get passed up over anymore." Because way back when, all Twine ever wanted to do was make veteran trooper and just sit and do nothing but shoot people. So I got to become the Bravo TL. Well, the day after, some stuff happened, and then Hector and Twine weren't in the squad anymore. So the exact day I become Bravo, the very next day I became the Alpha TL to a squad with 5 people in it. The next couple months, and by a couple I mean exactly like 3. Well, not even 3. The next 2 involve me making Corporal, Bjorn, our company, Cyclone company commander, becoming my Bravo TL. We both make Corporal together. Our squad leader at the time, Nevermore, whose computer, by the way, was run off paper clips and hope.
Farts.
And like a bicycle wheel that he had, like a stationary bike he had like underneath the desk. Yeah, his computer was not built to run Arma in any capacity.
You would just yell, just run bitch at the hamster and his fucking GPU.
Yeah. Well, Nevermore got a real man job and then couldn't play on Fridays anymore. So I've been a team leader for a month and a half, and now all of a sudden I'm acting squad leader. I get picked right as I get billeted for squad, SLC opens up, and then I proceed to get bullied in SLC for 2 weeks. Passed SLC by, I want to say the skin of my teeth, but it was definitely a little rough. But SLC back then was definitely rough. Get the time and grade requirement to become a sergeant. So the 91st day I was a corporal. The exact number of days required to make sergeant, I became a sergeant. And then the worst part about that was this is like November, middle of November. I do exactly 1 operation as the ranked sergeant billeted squad leader for my squad, 3-2. And then I go on a 3-week LOA for the Navy because they wanted me to go to Connecticut to get pepper sprayed so I could be an Arma watchstander.
Cool.
So the very first week I'm in Connecticut, it's that Wednesday, so battalion meetings. I was going to get on for the company meeting because that's what I can get on for. And then I get a text message from good old Andro. I could probably find the message if I scroll through my text far enough, saying, "Hey, is there any way you can get on TeamSpeak real fast?" And I'm like, "Sure." Get TeamSpeak on my phone, jump on. I haven't even figured out how to talk yet. And immediately get yanked into the battalion meeting. And I've got Player trying to talk to me, Jay trying to talk to me, Andros cracking a joke. There's a meme that got made about me in like 10 seconds because Jay's just fast with them. Finally figure out how to get pushed to talk to work with my phone. And then I found out that while I'm gone, they made me platoon sergeant for F3. So that was a good way to end a day that was probably the worst experience I've ever had. Don't get pepper sprayed, folks. It's not fun. And especially don't do it on purpose, because then you're just being stupid.
At least they paid you for that.
Oh yeah, I definitely got paid for that. But yeah, spent 2 more weeks in Connecticut, came back, then I was the platoon sergeant. Spent the next 4 months getting used to the platoon, doing my Sergeant Major's Academy with good old Odin.
Was that Groton, Connecticut? Groton?
Yeah, Groton.
Yeah, okay.
By the sub base.
Yeah.
Get to know Murdoch, Shames, Cyber. Get to go through all that jazz. Finally make Sergeant Major. Sat real pretty. I just kind of assumed I was going to stay there forever because I don't think at the time Andrew didn't have any inkling for moving upward. Then the whole Phase 6 thing happens where we split Avalanche into the two companies it is now. And Crisis and Player come down and go, yeah, so Player's going to move up to Battalion. Crisis is going to take over. And Andrew, you're moving up for Cyclone Company XO. And we had known like 2 months before it had been officialized with it. Yeah, this is going to happen relatively close together. I'm like, oh, neat. So I got to become platoon commander because my platoon sergeant was stolen. Well, I become platoon commander for a hot minute, and then an individual I had come to know and friends with, or be friends with through really ironic means. I used to be a war correspondent for the old news team, and I used to hang out with First Platoon a lot, specifically with Point. And hanging out with Point, I ended up running around with 1-1 a lot, 1-3. Met Jupiter. I got so many funny stories of Av1. Well, we're doing some FTX. We're doing air assault type stuff because Av1 really liked getting out of lats really fast because I don't know, they were just weird like that. So we get out, they get mass cast because he got hyena bombed, just real nasty. I ended up bleeding on the floor next to a bunch of people. Well, I get reinserted and I'm running out of this I'm running into this forest because we're starting to take like Maz rocket fire and I don't feel like getting shot. Well, it turns out I get shot anyway. My screen flashes blue and I fucking fall over dead. Come to find out that my future platoon sergeant, Kestrel, decided he was going to shoot me 4 times in the mouth with a sniper rifle. So my first real interaction with the guy who would eventually become my platoon sergeant was him violently murdering me during his own operation.
And you let him into your house. He's in your house right now.
Yeah, I was grateful for him the other day.
I love it when mom and dad are happy.
He still gives me shit for it. I still make fun of him for killing me. Yeah, that comes along. I become 3-6. So Kestrel becomes 3-7. We sit pretty for that for a really long time. Kestrel promised it to me that he would never go anywhere. Well, that turned out to be a lie, and then he became Cyclone NSOC. Now he's shifted to Avalanche NSOC. And now Jub is my new platoon sergeant. Well, I can't say new. He's a full CSM now, so he's kind of old now. But yeah, funnily enough, I've spent more time in upper leadership than I have out of it in the unit. I've spent the last, I'd say, of the 3 years, 2 and some change, being platoon sergeant or platoon commander. Before Andrew moved up and I was still a CSM, I was the 5th highest ranked, or the 4th or 5th highest ranked CSM. Now I'm 2 IC and 3 IC for Cyclone Company at the same time. Don't get me started on that. That's a funny story all to itself.
There's no God. There's only Drammon.
It feels like that sometimes.
Yeah, for the rest of us, it does for sure. I know pretty well. I came up in your platoon.
I made you. I think I promoted you to corporal.
Yes.
I think I helped. I helped Muzzer pick you as a team leader.
Yes. Appreciate that. Shut up. I mean, so I know pretty well, and I think that's one of the things to kind of a successful platoon, is kind of the culture that's within the platoon. I think at this point, and I think, a lot of people know it, I would say that Cyclone 3 is probably one of the more senior platoons, and it's hard to get a slot in there. is what it seems like. You guys celebrate a whole lot of success. What do you think is kind of been a factor in that? Like what makes your platoon special, do you think, in your opinion?
The amount of effort that, pun intended, sorry. We'll get the amount of effort that everyone puts into it.
Shout out effort.
Yep, shout out to effort.
Arugula.
Yeah, Bridget, you were there. You and Cherokee put so much work into making 3-1 the powerhouses they are. Murdoch, Muzzer, even a little bit, even though.
No, he did a whole lot. You know,
he ended his tenure, unfortunately, in a rather abrupt way.
He was still he was a great squad leader, in my opinion. And
Here in my hangar with my brand new Lat C. Fun to fly around here on Geonosis. But you know what I like more than this Lat C? It's supporting the 501st Legion on Patreon. Every month, the unit's responsible for keeping the lights on. We can only do that with your support. Like our famed Captain Rex once said, that's what brothers do.
yeah, I mean, there's a storied history, you know, with these guys.
3-2, unfortunately, my 3-2 isn't in Cyclone anymore. It's now it's shifted over in the companies in the company split into the new Avalanche. So my boys are unfortunately are gone. I don't have anybody from.
Well, if you think about that, like
That's
that
not
3-2 that you're talking about, I mean, you could count probably from the 5 people. Yeah, like from that much. You
Twine
know,
came back
Twine,
to 3-2.
Hegners is starting again. You're a
back.
CC. Bjorn is company commander of Cyclone. I mean, you guys stuck with it, and the formula worked. You know, there's obviously something special.
I learned it from Twine, to be honest. Don't tell him. Hopefully, he doesn't actually watch all this until I said this. But I learned a lot of the cult, like the idea behind like positive culture and making sure that people actually enjoy playing the game with each other. A lot from him. The 3-2 used to, like, Wednesday nights after the company meeting and before, being honest, was game night. We'd goof off, play of Guards and Thieves and other random games. And then I kind of tried to keep that going when I had to rebuild 3-2 from the ground up, keep everybody involved. I ended up playing a lot of Destiny with a bunch of them. And then, oh god, good old Kitsune.
I miss Kit.
I miss Kitsune a lot. If that man could put forth any amount of effort, he'd be my fucking platoon sergeant right now. He had such a...
That's an arc now?
Yeah, he had such a potential to be a good team leader, a good squad leader. He didn't never wanted the responsibility.
Yeah, I actually DM'd him today to see if he could reserve to.
If he had any amount of drive to be a team leader, he'd probably be up there, right along with me. He joined 3-2 a month before I did. It was really funny. We were cadets together for a while.
You should make fun of him being a weeb.
Yeah, everyone still makes fun of him for being a weeb.
But I miss him. Kitsune, I miss you. Who's your favorite platoon sergeant?
Who's my favorite platoon sergeant?
Yeah.
Can't say Joe.
I can't say my own platoon sergeant.
Yes. No, you can't. You might. You could. I mean, you could. Like, you know, you've had 2 of them. You know. I'm not setting you up for anything right now. I'm just saying.
I am.
Valhalla's your favorite? That's cool.
This actually isn't a podcast. We're just actually setting you up to record you.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. All right, then I'll pull him in here and say it to his face. My favorite platoon sergeant so far has been Jub, mostly because I think him and I've had a really good balance of the responsibilities of running the platoon come from. When I was platoon sergeant for Andro, I had to take a little bit off from him to prevent him from getting burnt out because he had been doing the job by himself for a really long time. Well, the same ended up going for me, waiting for Kestrel to come be my platoon sergeant. I ended up doing a lot and almost getting a little bit burned out. And then I had some personal shit going on that Kestrel, fortunately, was willing to pick up a bit of the burden. But when it comes to Jub and I think it's almost a good 50-50 split for how specifically active I am and how active he is and what we bring together. So for like the dynamic, like the dynamic that I try to tell the up and coming sevens, the thing I told you, Bridger, when you were looking to be shoot for twine, and everyone else who's ever come and talked to me about trying to become a platoon sergeant or a seven for anybody, is you got to be willing to put in the work, the effort and the work with your six, because the two of you are going to end up talking nearly every day. Andrew is still probably one of my better friends in life in general, because there was for a brief moment, not even a brief moment, for a good like year and a half where I probably talked to him more regularly than anyone ever in my whole life. I talked to that dude probably every day for almost a year and a half. I still probably talk to him nearly every day. A lot of love for Andrew, allowing me to become his platoon sergeant, allowing me to move up to where I am now, and giving me the ability to get back to the unit. But no, I was set just kind of like with Twine, with just becoming a veteran trooper and just becoming like just that guy you can rely on, but didn't like have any like super specific responsibility. And then I had an unfortunate encounter with an individual who, funnily enough, used to be the former squad leader for our squad. Sent some particularly heinous things to Kitsune, and I didn't take kindly to that. And I wanted to eventually to get to the point where if someone said something heinous to somebody, I would have the ability to interact and stop that from happening again. So that's how I ended up becoming a sergeant. And then I could see Andrew slowly get more and more burned out as time progressed, dealing with an absent platoon commander and then trying to deal with Geonosis, which I imagine we'll probably circle back to here in a little bit. But he just needed someone to take some of the burden from him. And then fortunately enough, I was in a position to do it. And that's kind of been my whole like drive, is to make sure this is still fun. There's a lot of structure involved. It was even more structured back then. We've gotten a lot more lax, a lot less uptight about certain things. Team leaders aren't fighting in squad channels anymore. Squad leaders aren't getting banned for threatening all sorts of dumb stuff. Platoon commanders aren't getting removed for being absent, not doing a single thing, and their platoon sergeants are coming and going, I want this guy removed because everything's terrible. We haven't really had a whole lot of that happen in the more recent times.
I hear that a whole lot, and you kind of touched upon it, but I think, the kind of the saying, and I've heard it a couple times, has been the best leaders, end up being the ones that don't seek it at first. And it sounds like, at some point, like you just feel like you need to take matters into your own hands. What kind of advice do you have for people like that in the unit right now that may be feeling like that?
Who feel like they're a little in over their head, or trying to...
Well, who knows? I mean, at one point, you didn't like what somebody had said to someone, and it led you on a path, to where you are now.
Communicate. Biggest thing that you can do in this unit to make people aware of the problems you have, things that you think work, that you want to make sure that people keep doing, is you got to talk to people. And I don't mean just like put it out in the open. Like general chat in this Discord's super goofy. We've got open channels for all sorts of stuff. But if you want to compliment somebody, or if you want to specifically tell somebody something, Discord's a big thing. You can poke people on TeamSpeak. Talk to them directly. Now, if you're a cadet or a trooper or like junior guys, and you don't want to like poke me because I've got 2 C's in my name, then bug a corporal, bug one of your team leaders, bug your Zeta section head, bug your flight commander, bug whoever you feel like was willing to be an advocate for you, and then make sure that what you want or things you have problems with are being communicated. Because one thing that, while we are a military-esque unit based around Star Wars, we're also still a community. And if you're not willing to talk about what you have going wrong and what you have issues with, you're not going to get anything done, and you're just going to sit there and stew with it, and it's going to become enough of a problem where you're going to eventually become fed up with it. And a lot of the unit problems over the years that this unit has come a lot from people's inability to want to be able to sit down and talk to each other. Because everyone wants to sit in a room with 10, 12 other people and go, this is my problem. I have this thing, and then we talk about it for 5 minutes and then we move on. But some of the things I've managed to get done involve 2-3 hour conversations with one guy in a room on TeamSpeak.
Sure.
Sometimes you have to be able, you got to call people out, or like for positive or negative things. Like I'll call Bridger out for one, doing immaculate work with all these things, but I'm also going to call him out with the fact that he's probably, you got to worry about burning yourself out, my man.
You think it's gonna happen, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
You've been
but
saying the same shit to me too. Fucking.
Everybody keeps touching stuff. But if you're comfortable with dealing with all these things and handling all this stuff at the same time, and you thrive in the chaos, then you're going to be able to handle 6-7 things and be able to do all the goofy shit they all do. But you gotta know what kind of person you are to be able to do that. Like, Bridger knows how to ask for help. Bridger knows how to poke people, how to come to people who might have more oomph or know more things than him, so he can get it. Bridger, fortunately, has become the guy who knows the things and knows how to help. So he's kind of become his own advocate. But Val, you and I have had 4 or 5 hour long conversations about stuff, trying to come to terms with certain things and understand how certain processes are working.
Yeah, I was about to say, circling back to the fucking reaching out and communicating. I don't even think it was like a weekend. I think it was like a Thursday or something. And then fucking, I just popped into your channel at like 11 p.m. and ended up talking about shit until like fucking. It
was like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. And so it was mostly just fucking me bitching and then Drammon going, yes. Like.
It was a lot of him like explaining and like actually stating some of the gripes and complaints he had, and shit. When I moved up to company, because the unit definitely needed some movement for stuff like that, and maybe an inward focused individual. One of the first things I tackled was trying to get ARD and ARC to work better. And now ARD is functioning, and I've been working with Duke and with Kestrel and with a couple other people about trying to get the new Cyclone guy picked. Where we're going through that process right now. But Valhalla has his fin now after 8 months, 9 months?
Something like that, yeah.
Valhalla's got his fin, his fancy helmet.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you listened to the first podcast or not, Drummond, but I joked about how it took me longer to get my fin in this game than to get my fucking FMF device.
Jesus. But circling back to like everything else, the community. It's a community. Whether it be Psych 1, Psych 2, AV 2, AV 3, Brazer, Acklay, the community in Minoc, or even Zeta's weird community, or the community we have together as us being the boys in blue of the 501st, people are going to get what they put into it. There are certain people who don't put a whole lot in and complain how certain things go, and there are people who put way too much in and still complain how things don't go certain ways. But you have to find what gives you enjoyment. You have to find what gives you the satisfaction, because everyone's going to join this unit at first and enjoy just shooting droids, just being goofy, playing a game, shooting battle droids. But that's going to get stale because the gameplay loop doesn't really alter a whole lot. So what you're going to end up having to latch onto is the community, the friends you make, the stuff you do to make the unit run. I'll point at Bridger, because Bridger's got 4 DC shops. Runs UTC, trains all the cadets, is one of my BLC instructors and teaches new corporals, is an ALC instructor and finishes the teaching of corporals. When he finally puts on sergeant, he'll become an SLC instructor and be responsible for the training of all the new sergeants. when he makes Sergeant Major, I might make fun of him and make him run as SSA with me, so he can touch everybody from bottom to top on their way up.
Might as well. Yeah, but like everything else, that you think is worthwhile, much like I think this community is. You got to put in the effort, and some days I'm tired. Like I work I work a regular 9 to 5. My job, like outside of this, is to be honest, is more than a 9 to 5. But I think if you really care, you're going to make time for the things that you think matter, and at the end of the day, someone's got to do it. We all come here to have fun. I went in under the expectation that, what probably the best advice I got was, when you become an NCO, you're gonna need to do things to make everybody else have a little bit more fun. And I was okay with that. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna live with that. And
So Crisis used to put it a particular way that when you moved up to platoon sergeant, platoon commander, you weren't supposed to have fun anymore. Your job wasn't to have fun. Your job was to make sure that other people have fun. Because before the company split, there were 48 people in the squads alone. You ended up with, I think, 53 total when we added the platoon arc. So when you're up there in the top 2, you're platoon commander, platoon sergeant, you've got 50 people you got to make sure are enjoying themselves with a variety of time in the unit, from 30 days, 40 days, brand new cadets, to your senior sergeants who have been here since the inception of the unit. It becomes your job to make sure people are having fun. But what that caused a lot of was a lot of burnout and a lot of like randomly sporadic AFK upper leadership, where they would drive to get to the top, and then realize that once they get to the top, there isn't a whole lot for them to do anymore, and then it just burns them. And then it's how Machete left. It's how Klein ended up leaving. There's a whole slew of people who have ended up leaving the unit for that reason. But for people who are feeling dissatisfied with the unit and starting to disassociate from like how the games play in and all that jazz, need to be able to find a way to have fun with the people around them. Hell, I'll give an example. This is going to sound super goofy, and I'll probably flame my own platoon a little bit. But 3-3 brings camping equipment sometimes. I'll catch 3-3 at an RP point or at a defensive point, and there'll be chairs, a table, a campfire, and they're all just doing something goofy, just something to like put down and have a little bit of a giggle and put back in your backpack and keep going. Or checkers, how man's a robot and you'll ask for an ace check from him and you won't get anything specific from him. You'll just hear him say his name. Or if he's actually hurt, he'll say his name and then they'll play like a soundbite of like him being broken, like, or some static or something.
I know. I can't wait to have them on.
Or back in the old 3-2 days where versus Z6 would audio bug, and it would always sound like it was overcharged and at 400% volume, where you could hear it from 3 clicks away. You could always tell if 3-2 was a lie by if you heard the Z6 going. You just got to be able to find out like the little things that like give you joy, because otherwise you're going to be playing an 8-year-old game wondering why things don't work well, and it's not going to be fun.
Things don't work well.
Things are working better.
Those are actually Arma features. They're not problems.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. The Czech developers for Bohemia actually work with Todd Hauer. We don't have any bugs. We just have features.
So are we gonna? So Arma's getting released on the Switch next?
No, Arma's going to get released on Samsung Smart Fridge.
That'd be exciting.
I already played on a Smart Fridge.
And it'll probably have better frames than Shames's computer.
Did Shames put a battery in his laptop this time?
Yeah, finally, like a year or so
Okay,
ago. Bridger,
cool.
when we're done with the podcast, I'll send you a picture, and you're gonna be grossed out. It's awful.
Phenomenal.
Actually, you know what? I'll do it right now because it's more funny this way. Who sent me this picture? Hold on.
Sandman Val, do you have anything for Drammon? Is there anything you have a burning question to ask him? I mean, this is my boy right here. What?
He has given me a ton of information and stories that I had no idea about.
This is your grandma, basically.
Oh, Grandma.
Yeah.
When do we put you in the home? Or is that not till later?
You can try.
Ah.
Put me in a home when I put you in the ground.
Yeah, that's how that's gonna go. You're gonna try and put me in the home, and we're gonna go there together. If I'm going in assisted living, I'm bringing you with me. Yeah, well, it's funny. Like I'm like I said, my third year in the unit came previous or just recently, and now the unit's super young now. When I joined the unit was older than dirt. We had so many veteran troopers, veteran members, guys from the inception of the unit. Like Andrew's been here from like month 4 of the unit's existing. Two picks, like I said.
He was
There's
my phase red entry. It was back when UTC like handed people off like a baton in the 400 relay. Like, actually, this hurt me. I actually he was online at one point, about maybe 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And he goes like, "Yeah, unfortunately." And I'm like, "But I paid platoon sergeant." He's like, "Yeah, that's why I said unfortunately." I was like, "Okay, thanks for being here."
Two Bigs is hilarious, but like I could never understand the guy. Like I've said that to his face. He knows that some people find it hard to hear him, like listen to him or understand him when he says he's Polish, so he's a very thick accent.
Right.
So it was rough being a cadet back then, like not having any idea what your instructor was saying. I managed to get through it, fortunately or unfortunately.
I mean,
yeah.
I am just now receiving this photo of this laptop that you are describing.
Yeah,
that is Shames's, right?
This is Sergeant Shames, 3-3 squad leader.
I want to say crusty. I don't know. James, my man, we gotta talk after this. This is
Krusty would require there to be enough surface area still on this computer for stuff to collect. Like this dude's worn through keycaps. This guy's worn. I don't know how he presses W because like that's just like the rubber mold part. Like I'm gonna when you go and talk to him, Bridger, I think you're gonna have to like make sure to poke me, and I want to come along for this conversation.
My question is there's he's missing 3 keys. It's the W, the D, and the backspace. The delete.
That's
key?
backspace. Yeah, that's backspace. I don't know. Maybe
does he make a lot of mistakes? Like what?
I don't know. So here, since we're on the topic of ragging on Shames, this man's microphone broke one time. Have you ever seen Shames. Oh yeah, this is he'll find this funny. He laughs every time I bring this up because he's the one who told me he does this. His microphone broke like a year and a half ago. Have y'all ever seen like what a handheld phone looks like, or like the phone that you pick up off like a rotary dial phone?
Yeah.
Big black brick. Well, he had like a weird headband setup thing from like the early 90s where you could still fucking like hook it on and wear it like a headset. So you could do like hands off type shit. Well, his microphone broke and like his headset broke, so he had one ear for sound and was using his phone. Like it was a joke phone like prop that you would plug into the bottom of your phone to like have a handheld thing, and he played Arma with it, and it was the most fucking hilarious thing ever. Oh god, I probably could find a picture of it.
Is it what? Isn't that like the prize that you get like in elementary school for selling like the most things that like?
How does that work in TFAR?
Is that box tops or something? Like, how does that work?
How
did he do that?
I don't know, man. Like, I think he had it on push to talk, and then I think he only used it for to talk with it, and he used speakers for catching audio. I'll have to make fun of him for it later.
I don't know how TFAR works, so like I'm struggling to understand how the fuck that shit worked in TFAR. Like, was
Well,
the
you
dude
mean
just
like with
fucking...
one ear, and like all the radios in one ear?
No, him. Wait, was he not talking into his phone? Never mind, I'm an idiot.
I'm starting to
I thought-
understand why, like, every so often I would find him in the field and he would just be like standing, like, with his head looking down, and like he just wouldn't be talking. It's because he didn't
He
know
couldn't
what
hear
the
anything?
hell was going on.
He couldn't hear anything.
Oh my god!
I continually make fun of Shames for being partially deaf.
Does he have headphones now?
Yeah, he has a new headset.
Thank goodness.
Fortunately, everything works now. But every now and then he has to bust out the he busts out the phone for shits and giggles
reliable.
now. Just for funny shit.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, awesome. Well, Drammon, I hate to cut you short, my man.
Oh no, I've talked way too much now. It's
Yeah,
time
you
for us
have.
to wrap
It's
up.
over. We appreciate you, man. You're welcome anytime. If anybody wants to come up to Drammon, if you have any questions for him, obviously NCOA, anything about doing leadership in this unit, pretty great example right here.
I'm the lead instructor for BLC. I haven't decided to teach ALC yet, mostly because Bridger hasn't asked me for help yet. So I'm letting him and his
I don't know
brother
who's in
Cherokee
charge. That's
handle
why.
it. That's Cherokee. I've been an SLC instructor for almost a year and a half now, even from the old style to the new style. The lead instructor for SSA. So if you're old enough and care enough to listen to these podcasts, and care enough to come bug me, and your platoon commander thinks you're cool enough, I can come teach you how to be 3IC. If you've got Discord problems, come find me. If you've got TeamSpeak random questions or want a goofy channel, or one thing we found out, if you want to turn the audio quality of the channel you're in to make it sound like a 2012 and you're playing Call of Duty again, I can do that for you.
I would take him up on that because that's if you find the Modern Warfare 2 lobby in the TeamSpeak, please go use that. You will not be disappointed.
It is hilarious. Yeah, no, if you have a burning question or a burning issue that you feel like isn't being answered, come find me and I'll come either direct you to the individual who can help, or I will light someone's ass on fire and figure out if I can't help you that way. The cornerstone of my the thing I was trying to talk about earlier is that I'm here to make sure other people have fun, enjoy their time here, and find the community of the 501st just as inviting and as engaging as I have, because the 501st has done a lot for me and keeping me sane and giving me structure to some chaotic times in my life. So I want to be able to provide that same kind of investment to other people.
Do you enjoy running chaotic and unorganized ops? Do you have a burning desire to be led by a CR with 20 hours in Arma to the most droids you've seen since Geonosis? Do you love it when internet NCOs flex their rank by standing next to Zeus during debriefs? Then good news, FunOps are just the place for you. Get your FunOps interest tag in Discord to be alerted when hot single FunOps are in your area.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks, Drammon. It's been a blast having you. Before we wrap up today, we're going to move on to our last segment, Hail and Farewell. Valhalla, my friend, please take it away.
Yes, sir. So, again, same thing as last week and every other podcast we're going to do. It's a hail and farewell. We're saying hello to the new people and goodbye to the people who had to leave, or, some of the people who went to inactive reserves. Thankfully, this shit's not going to last for fucking 14 hours like it did last time, because, alright, so for this week, we've only got two new joins. One is Ithius, and the other one is Brock, or Broch, B-R-O-C-H. Sorry if I said your name.
Can you spell it again? B-R-O-C-H?
H, yes, sir.
Broke.
Yep. So,
whatever.
if you guys, or if anybody listening to the podcast wants them, again, say hello to them, make them welcome to the unit, pull them into your secret channels, and, never mind.
Whatever you do, don't let them get invited to the fashion Discord.
Oh yeah, the ARC fashion Discord. All right, now for our farewell. First on the list we've got Momentum. Momentum's been in the unit for a while. He had to go inactive reserves due to real life. He's not gone from the unit, but he is leaving the unit entirely. We have Raken, and some of these people I didn't know that well, so I reached out to their chain of command. Hey, I was like, can you tell me a little bit more about this person, so go and do my segment on the podcast. It's not super. So Grinch had this to say about Raken. He said Raken represented a lot of Accolades culture and community in the unit for close to 4 years, and was a part of Accolade the Airborne for most of that. He's known to many as the Helmet Smith. He designed artwork of Accolade helmets, and I'm sure he's the guy who designed all your guys' Discord profile pics too. Bridger, is that who you got yours from?
I totally ripped mine off of Aiden, but I'm pretty sure that's where Aiden got his from. Yes.
All right. So he would design artwork for like Accolade helmets or people or like new recruits that came into like the Airborne. He first joined as an RTO in 1.3, had a terrible computer, so like his game would crash and he would just say fuck, and then everybody that was in the channel as he was like leaving out of TFAR could just hear him fuck as he was crashing. After he left RTO, he's an aggressive Z6 player like everybody else in the unit. And I guess one of the most important parts that Grinch put here was that he was one of the most loyal and caring members of Airborne. Activity dropped due to IRL, but he would go to every phase gold, and he was always that one Brazilian who would always yell with excitement. Exactly his family. After Raken left, who will be missed. Raken, you will be missed. We've got Drebian. I reached out to Genesis, and Genesis had this to say about Drebian. That Drebian was a very valuable asset to the Minoc detachment. His time in billet was 349 days as the detachment RTO. He single-handedly ensured every member that joined the detachment from that time forward was RTO qualified, and trained every member to ensure they knew how to properly call and receive artillery taskings. So be RTO qualified. Thank you, Genesis. He will be missed, as the time he dedicated in doing such things will not be easy. And then we've got 2 Razor pilots that left. We've got Schnuffles and Cash. I reached out to Zoro to get words on them. This is what Zoro had to say about Cash. So he said Cash is just a great person. His time in the unit to Zoro has been very remarkable. He was an amazing Zeus. He was a great pilot, and he was a great flight commander. And most importantly, he was just a good friend and a good mentor to Zoro. His contributions to the attachment will not be forgotten. Just very, heartwarming out of Zoro. This fucking old ass man. I didn't know he was that fucking old.
Oh my goodness.
And then he said Schnuffles was a sneaky penguin bastard, but he was a fucking demon with a VTOL. Vertical takeoff and landing. Saved many pilots and platoons in operations. He always kept the hype going. He's just a very enjoyable person to be around, but he will murder you with his penguin. Yes, this is.
With
yeah,
what? He'll murder you with his what?
That cut off at the wrong time, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. His penguin beak. He's got a beak.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I heard was he'll murder you. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry. Sam and Bridger, I got it. We all heard the same thing.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Definitely.
The whole podcast is going to hear it too.
Sorry, Val.
Man.
Go ahead.
Oh, no.
Please continue.
Oh, no, you're good now. It'll come out later.
All right.
We'll tell you when we turn it off.
And then they're both going to be missed. And then we've got Deva who left due to IRL reasons. I was gonna reach out to his chain of command, but I was like, fuck it. We're gonna have him on the podcast anyway. So you have anything you want to say about Deva Drammon or not?
Deva is one of the few people who could bring order to Walsh in 3-2. A really chill dude. Had a lot of shit in his life going on, and decided that he wanted to spend some of that time becoming an ARC and becoming part of Psych 3. I recently made him a team leader. It's really sad to see him go. It kind of came out of the blue. But I'm gonna miss him. Job's gonna miss him. 3-2 definitely already misses him. So really good dude.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on past Deva. Deva, you'll be missed. See you around. We've got a member from Cyclone 1-1 who went inactive. Smoothie. Sandman, do you know much about Smoothie? Can you say good things about him or no?
Actually, he joined 1-1 when I just got Arc a couple months ago and slid on down to Cyclone 2. I just missed him. Never got to really work with him.
Fortunate, I timed that horribly. I'm sorry, Smoothie. But you know, you're not leaving the unit. You're just going inactive. You'll be back. We'll see you around. Then we've got another member from Ackley who tag request removed all. It was a Sevatar. He left the unit due to IRL reasons, which is always it's always shitty when real life fucking problems. But it is what it is. But Sevatar, you will be missed. You'll be welcome back when if you decide to come back. The last to leave for this week was a Ritter. I didn't know too much about Ritter. Ritter, you had nice things to say about Ritter?
Yeah, I got to know Ritter through BCT. One of the cool things about C shops in this unit is you get to interact with people that you'd otherwise never come into contact with. There's no reason to. And Ritter was always a really enjoyable person to be around. He's a hard worker, and he was well liked by his peers. He had more. It was more like a sense of duty that he was able to do things. He's just a really enjoyable guy to be around. That's that's kind of what I'm always gonna remember about him. I really thought he was an awesome guy. I feel I feel a little sad that he's going, but when real life calls, you gotta go. So at the end of the day here, I wish him the best, and I know he's gonna do great things.
All right, for sure. But yeah, that's the end of my segment. The hail and farewell, and I believe that is going to conclude this episode. Somebody do the outro. Sandman, start rapping. Go.
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
Wait, we need rapping. I got you here. Hold on. The great plan.
How did you just have that ready?
You just had that ready. That's
You
crazy.
just waiting for that?
It's a long story.
All right, everybody, we're gonna wrap it up for today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with more on that. Shout out to everybody involved in our episodes and our producers, Dakota and Dusty. Thank you very much. And with that, we will catch you soon. Take care, everybody.